Hello students, this video is only for very short description about questions. Here number of questions are given and I'm just giving you very small description of each question. For example, first question is IPA symbol. So that is, we all know that it's an international phonetic alphabet. These are the alphabets. Phonetic, these are spoken words and internationally known. uh, for example, and these are, how many symbols are there? 44 symbols, right? So this is called IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet Symbols, right? So these are the symbols which are internationally known. This is symbols, okay, are set of characters and diacritics designed to represent the sound of spoken language. Very important, that's a IPA symbols for spoken language, okay. Now next question is that, what do you understand by phonetic transcription? So what is phonetic transcription? Involves symbols, right? Symbols typically from IPA. So IPA symbol, that transcription is done through IPA symbols, visually represent the sounds of speech, right? So that is visually, so that you can imagine, and that is sounds of a speech. Means what you listen, the same you transcribe. For example, if you say that ship, right? So that's a ship. This is the phonetic transcription. So it will be done like ship, right? So that is what you are listening here, right? If you're thinking, if you're like thinking, right? So here transcription is thinking. This is the transcription. So that's a, this sound, for this sound, that is the sound. This sound is for king, right? Ing, ng, this sound, something like this, okay. Now next question is that phoneme. What is phoneme? So phoneme is the smallest unit of sound, that is smallest unit of sound into language, right? So language, very smallest unit of sound in the language, right? In a language that can be distinguished one word from another. For example, in English, the difference between word bet and pet is the initial word B and P, which are phonemes, right? These all are phonemes. B, Q, right? B, D. These all are phonemes. Why? Because sound is different. This is P, this is Q, this is B, this is D. Right? In this case also bet and pet. So distinct sound is, that is phoneme is B and that is P. Right? Okay. Next question is, what is linguistic ambiguity? Linguistic ambiguity occurs when sentence, phrase or word can have more than one meaning. For example, the old man, the boats, right? So here the old man, the boats, right? Old man like boat, right? Or here it's not clear that uh, old men are in the boat, right? Something like this. So then when sentence, phrase or words are not clear, then linguistic ambiguity arise, right? Now what is a another example you can take, right? You can take that uh, suppose cup of tea. So you will just think that normally that is cup of tea, right? But that is not something, that is your taste. Cup of tea is taste. So this way, that's a linguistic ambiguity. Then what is syllable? So syllable is what? This is the question. What is syllable? Syllable is a unit of pronunciation. That is a unit of pronunciation that typically consists a vowel sound. So whenever syllable word will come, you just think for vowel sound, where vowel sound is coming, with or without surrounding consonant, formatting forming the whole or part of word. For example, cat, right? So that's a cat. Cat, one vowel, cat. That's the cat. Then happy, right? So happy, happy. Sorry, that's a happy, right? Happy. So this is two syllable sound. Two vowels, that is why it's a two syllable sound, right? So that's a syllable always is a one syllable I. That's a I, right? So I, that's a one syllable sound because there is only two vowels are together, that's why it will be considered as one. So that's a one syllable sound. Suppose uh, suppose um, mini, right? Mini. So that's a me and that's a me and no, mini, right? So two sounds are there, me and no. Okay. So that's a mini. Okay. Now next, brief account of syntactic ambiguity. Syntactic is sentence, right? So syntactic ambiguity arises when a sentence can be interpreted in multiple ways due to structure, right? So due to structure, when any problem or interpretation, more than one interpretation are there, that is called syntactic ambiguity. So this type of ambiguity occurs because the arrangements of words allows, so that's the arrangements of words allows the different syntactic structure leading to different meanings. So different syntactic structures, different meanings, right? For example, here you can see that I saw the man with telescope. Very common. I saw the man with telescope. So telescope with the hand of a man whom you have seen, or you have seen the person with the help of telescope. Uh, that is called syntactic ambiguity, right? Now next question is give phonetic transcription. So here int, right? So that's a int, right? Int, it's int, right? It's d, d, right? Even, woman, right? Like this. Okay, now what is ambiguity? Ambiguity occurs when a word, phrase, sentence or passage has multiple meaning or interpretation. This can lead a confusions or misunderstanding if the context does not make the included meaning clear. If context is not clear, then it creates problem, right? There are two primary types of ambiguity: lexical ambiguity and syntactic ambiguity. This arises when a single word has multiple meanings. For example, bank. So that's a bank mean river bank or financial institution, right? Now, syntactical ambiguity occurs when a sentence can be parsed in different ways due to its structure, right? For example, the sentence visiting relatives can be annoying, right? So visiting relatives can be annoying could mean that the act of visiting relative is annoying, or relatives who visit us are annoying, right? This way. Now what is syllable counting, right? So syllable counting is that's a mention all Types with example. Syllable counting involves identifying the number of syllables in a word. That is, number of syllables you have to identify. That is syllable counting. A syllable is a unit of sound. That is, unit of sound that typically contains a vowel sound. We know, we had already discussed. Here are some types of syllable, like monosyllabic. So that is word with one syllable, right? So that's a cat, dog, tree. That's a tree, right? Okay. Disyllabic, that's a happy, okay, happy and water. Then trisyllabic, so that's computer, beautiful, right? Polysyllabic. Now, actually this is not counting method. We had already discussed counting method, but here it's okay. Otherwise, clapping, the chin down, these are the syllable counting method. So I will tell you later on. But now here I'm just one, two lines. I'm speaking on the question. Like next is morphemes. What is morpheme? Types of morpheme. So morpheme is a smallest grammatical unit in language that carries meaning. So that is smallest grammatical unit. That is smallest grammatical unit and carries meaning. Morphemes can be divided into two main: free morpheme and bound morpheme, right? So now free morpheme is what? These can stand alone, free morpheme, as word and have meaning of themselves. And then book is free morpheme, run, quick, right? And then bound morpheme cannot stand alone and must be attached to their other morphemes to convey meaning. Example is plural, right? So when we make plural form, when we make past tense, so ed and suffixes, prefixes, right? So that's a un is not. So bound morphemes can further be categorized into two: inflectional morpheme, right? So morpheme modifies a word, है ना? So inflectional is modify words tense, number, aspect, mood, gender without changing the meaning or part of speech. So part of speech does not change, but what is changed? That is that is number, right? Aspect, mood, gender, right? That changes. Plural, books, right? Pass, walked, progressive, running, something. Derivational morphemes change the meaning. Here meaning does not change, right? So here inflection meaning does not change, derivation meaning change the meaning, right? As parts of speech. For example, prefix happy, unhappy, right? So that's unhappy, unhappy, and then ness, happiness. So that is noun form, happiness, right? Quickly, verb form, adverb, quickly, adverb, something like this. Okay, so I think this is a very short discussion, but I think it will be useful to you. One line I have explained, but definitely I am going to explain in detail later on. Thank you so much. God bless you.